What's up, Age of Empires 4 gamers? Season 4 of Age of Empires just dropped recently, and I desperately need some more content for my slowly growing YouTube channel, so I figured that I'd show you guys a game from the first day of Season 4 that I played off stream, because I do have some games, coming to YouTube from my streams, but I did play one game off stream uh, on 216 a couple days ago, right after, right before ranked drop. So this is still unranked. But I had played a few games against this guy already. So I played 3 games against Numinator on stream. Actually, I played 2 games against him on stream and 2 games against him off stream. Um, so at this point, I had lost 2 games to Numinator and I had won 1 game. And what I had learned from those games is that he really likes to boom. So going into this game, I see his name again, Numinator. I'm like, okay, this is my 4th time playing this guy today. I know he likes to boom. This is probably my last game of the day. I'm just gonna rush him. I'm just gonna rush him. I'm just gonna longbow rush him. So that's what I did, and I figured this video is a good opportunity for me to talk through my mindset as I do a rush, um, and like how I know how much damage I did, how I know if I'm getting an advantage, and then how I build that advantage. So, it's on this ridiculous purple biome that thankfully is not in ranked. This biome was hurting my eyes the first couple times I played it, like literally giving me a headache, making my eyes feel weird. I'm getting more used to it, which I don't know if that's good, right? That sounds like, is this something you should get used to if it hurts your eyes the first couple times? I don't know. But I'm kind of getting used to it, but yeah, thankfully it's not ranked, so I won't have to deal with it too much. So the build I'm going for is a build where you go straight into feudal aggression as English. You put 7 on food and then 3 on gold. I think yep, he'll go to wood here, this villager. And then you go to wood. So I actually mess up this build a good bit. And it's a good opportunity to show you guys, like, hey, if you mess up your build a little bit, don't freak out. Just correct it. Right? Correct what is wrong about it, and move on. Keep playing the game. So I'll show you where I mess it up here in a second. So far, the build's going great, so I haven't messed it up yet. And I'm just scouting right now, getting the map vision, or clearing the fog on the map. I think that I don't know. I did okay on sheep, but right now my scout's heading to an area where there's no sheep. He must have already scouted here. Looks like we're kind of even on sheep. Even-ish. Anyways, this is where I messed up the build. And we already missed it. But, so what I did was I pulled 3 from food to build this landmark. With this build, if you're going into feudal aggression, you should always pull your 3 from gold to build the landmark. Have them come up here. Then you send the 4th villager onto the council hall, and as soon as you have enough wood, you take that 4th villager to build the barracks. So I quickly corrected my mistake. When I realized I had pulled the food villagers, I took these food villagers, or these gold villagers, and I moved them to food. And now, that way, your economy is still set up right, even if it was messed up for, a few seconds. You just quickly correct the mistake, move on, don't let it affect you. And I see a lot of players who, they let their mistakes affect them a lot, right? Like, they make a mistake and then they start freaking out. They're like, oh, I messed this up, I'm gonna mess this up. And here again, I had messed up a little more. I sent two extra villagers onto the council hall. I just move them to the wood where they're supposed to be going. Make sure my town center's rallied to the wood. And so you notice I didn't go for Abbey of Memes. I don't care about playing with the king in this game. What I want to do is a longbow rush. So you want to have spears go forward with your first couple longbows in case they get caught by, you know, a stable unit, a horseman. But luckily for me, he didn't have a stable. And I managed to scout that pretty early, his military buildings. And I noticed he goes for archery ranges, so I cut the spearman production. And that's something you know, that's something that's hard to do, maybe. Because you're trying to manage your economy at the same time, you're trying to decide where to attack. But it is important. You want to see, like, oh, they didn't go for a stable at all. They're going for pure archer. Because if they're trying to counter with pure archer, you don't want to build spears, right? You only want to build longbows. So you notice this, I build 2 spears, and that's it. Everything else goes into longbows after this, once I scout the archery range. And now, look, he has no units. His military building's just going down, and I already have longbows arriving on the scene to do damage. Now, this is what I want to talk about. The second that these longbows arrive, and I'm able to push him off this long wood line, even if I don't get a villager kill here, which I don't think I'd get one just yet. This is big, and a lot of players underestimate how big this is, but he is having to pull 17 villagers off of wood right now from the spot and walk them all the way over here. And I know, by the way, I know exactly where his other wood line is. So, this is big. The second I see this, I know that I can get an advantage. I can use this to get an advantage. And what this means is I can get more units on the field. I already have an advantage in military, 7-1. And now that he's walking these wood villagers and he's not gathering wood, that's archery range is not made, that's archers not made, that's idle time. And I know that I can keep pressing my advantage. So that's what I do. I just spam longbows, and you know, when he goes for this wood, I catch him. He comes back to the wood. There's more walking time, more idle time. And he goes for the other wood line, and what do? You know, I'm not as quick as Beastie Cutie or the Muslim, but I know he's going for this other wood line, and I'm gonna put pressure on it. So these are the kinds of things that will really win you games, right? It's not just like a lot of players will, you know, they would just sit their at this point they just sit their army right here, and they'd start just massing army right here, and they try to build rams and end the game from here, right? But that's not what I'm doing at all. I know that he's going for TCs. He's Abbasid. I'm gonna go for TCs as well. My goal is to kill as many villagers and cause as much idle time as I can while getting my own TC and booming behinds. And I'm not going for a fast TC at all. I'm going heavy into pressure, and I'll get a delayed second TC. And then I'll get a third TC when I hit Castle Ridge. But see, I'm 11-3 on military at this point, and all his are archers, which my longbows can outrange. So here it is again, we're about to push him off the wood line again. And when I get out here, and I push him off this wood line, I know that things are going really well for me. And from this point, what you want to do is just don't mess up. You just want to not mess up. So, looks like he did get a bunch more sheep than me. Now, if I could have caught this, that would have been massive, but I did not manage to catch this. Instead, I keep my longbows here, and I just try to keep him off the wood. And I think that was pretty effective, because it allows me to continue to build my military advantage. And I'm even able to pick off some villagers here. That's so annoying. That's what's really annoying about English longbows, right? Is that I'm literally able to pick off a villager gathering sheep under his town center. That's just annoying. You know, I'm the one doing it, and I'll admit it's annoying. I have a couple idle villagers here, so that's not good. But we're going heavy on the stone now, and I'm just constantly checking with these longbows, right? Where can I attack? Where can I pressure? And my town center will be going down soon. I overgathered the stone as well. So there's lots of mistakes I make this game, right? But you don't have to freak out every time you make a mistake. It's important to stay calm and just keep playing. Keep playing it out from there. I'm killing more villagers right now. Just trying to gather the straggler tree. I'm just keeping him off wood at all costs. Notice he's not on gold either. And he's taking really bad fights. I mean, I have way more units here than that. Losing the scout here was really bad. That's a mistake by me, obviously. Because now I don't have vision. But I still have a massive military advantage. And my TC is finally going down out here. So he's now look, even with all the villagers I killed, he's starting to get ahead on villagers because he has the 2 TCs up way earlier than me. And failing at micro a little bit here. Don't know what those spears are doing. Meanwhile, he's had to move his... I killed more villagers on the wood line, and he's had to move his wood villagers a 7,000th time. I mean, literally, his wood villagers have been everywhere this game. And now they're here, and really I could have just sealed the game by walking around right here and poking at this if I had a scout. But I didn't have a scout. I didn't scout where he moved his villagers. I wouldn't have had the vision to shoot at these villagers because I lost the scout. So yeah, that's why it's important to keep your scout alive during feudal pressure. But I still know I have a good advantage, and I'm getting my second TC down. So at this point, I realize, hey, he's been off gold a long time. Maybe I should start going for gold and going for castle. Maybe not at this point, but I realized that quite soon. While I get his scout, I get a free kill on an archer here. Just being annoying. Just continuing to be annoying with the longbows. I don't know what these longbows are doing. But, yeah, I get them out of there. So now I'm pulling back because I don't see these woodbills here, which is unfortunate. And I'm looking for a new place to attack. Not going down to the gold just yet. There it is. First villager going to gold. And he's still not gathering gold. So I take the longbows, and I'm just like, well, let's just keep him off this gold. Let's just do damage to his archers. Just do what we can, right? Notice I never walk my longbows in range of TC for more than a second. You know, you never want to be losing longbows or archery units to the TC in this situation. Never. And I'm just looking for anywhere I can do damage now. I'm not doing it quite fast enough, honestly. So, something I could be working on. And I keep kind of checking the same spots that don't have any villagers. But, you know, I am working without a scout at this point. And I'm trying to get to Castle Age, because I really feel like he is not gathering gold, and I'll be able to get Castle faster than him. Now, he does end up going for gold out here eventually, but at that point I already pretty much have enough gold for Castle. And this one I noticed the hill, and this town center, I'm like, oh, I could probably fire on these villagers from here. And you know, it's just more idle time, more dead vills. And he is ahead of me on villagers, but like, how much time have his villagers spent walking, you know? How much time has he spent searching for wood, searching for a place he could safely gather resources? Look at that, he's got another 14 villagers just walking around. And I probably should have kept these parked up here, and kept attacking over here. That's okay. I'm just kind of focused on equaling up at this point. You'll notice I've got the food for Castle. I should have gone on to gold maybe a little bit earlier, but we're getting the gold for Castle now. And now he's catching up in the military department, and I'm aware of this. I know that I'm stacking up resources, right, to go to castle. When you're stacking up resources to go to castle, you're not going to be able to make as many units as the opponent. And he has to make more units right now. He has to make more units right now so he can move out and gather his resources. So I'm aware of this. I know that at some point he might be able to outmass me here as we're heading to castle. And I start playing a little more carefully with my units. The last thing I want is to throw all these units away. Meanwhile, I'm getting as many farms as I can as I age up. Should be aging up any second. There's the gold. There comes the King's Palace. And at this point, I have another scout freaking finally. And I just want to make sure that I don't take damage while I go to castle here. And I actually, actually don't manage to not, like, I do take some damage, but anyways. I notice that this is coming, so what do? I pull back. I pull back to my base. I start making more longbows. Now that I've built my castle landmark, I can afford more longbows. And that's all I need is longbows, because all he has is archers and camel archers. So I can mix in some horsemen as well, because I have 2 stables. I could have been producing horsemen earlier, so there's a mistake. But yeah, he's ahead of me on military now, right? But my advantage lies in the fact that I'm going castle. I'll have 3 town centers, and it's gonna take him a while to get to castle, because not only does he not have the resources for it, but he's Abbasid, and it takes Abbasid longer to get to castle. Now here is where I make a decent sized mistake. I wasn't scouting where his army was walking, and he manages to catch me off guard and kill a few villagers here, and extend his villager lead. But then he makes a massive mistake and takes this fight within range of, my buff. I have the network of castles buff here. Looks like I lost the buff even for this fight, and I still end up winning, just because I can get a couple horsemen out, and I can constantly send new longbows into this fight. But I definitely should have taken like one step back with the longbows. I'm sure they had the buff. So more mistakes from me. But I'm a human player, you're a human player, we're gonna make mistakes all the time, right? So don't get discouraged from your mistakes, learn from your mistakes. And at this point I'm feeling really good about my position. You can see I have a massive army advantage, I have the tech advantage, I have more town centers, so I'm going to be catching up in bills. And now it's time to move out again. 21-2 on army here. And he's having to save for castle. I still don't... Okay, no, he did age up to castle, so... And at this point, it's time to just put on the pressure. Right, like, you have to build your advantage, right? You can't just... And this is a mistake a lot of players make. It's just... You have to use your advantage, right? So, I know that I'm ahead. I know that I'm castle age. I know that I'm 3 town center. And he's likely 2 town center. Although you never know with Abbasid, right? They might drop another one. And I just don't want him to be gathering his resources. I want as much idle time as possible. I don't want him to be able to move out all over the map. I don't want him to be able to gather gold. And now he's gathering gold in a few places now, besides the front of his base. But, that's the point of... That's what, when I hit castle here, is I'm just gonna be constantly pressuring. Catch the Vil building the wall. Don't catch this Vil. I'm just taking my longbows to the same spot on this hill where I know that they can reach villagers. And at this point, it's time for me to start building forward towers and all that kind of thing. I don't know if this tower goes up, actually. But you can see I do a lot of damage to these villas over here. And bam, all of a sudden, he's hitting Castle Age. But, so now we're even on tech, but now I'm ahead on vills. I just killed several vills here, I idled some more. And my 3-ton centers are catching me up. So for the first time in probably like 10 minutes, I'm ahead on villagers. And I'm way ahead on army. And that's when I noticed he has more units here. And he's starting to mix in spears, and I'm mixing in knights, so he's already countering my knights. And I just calmly kind of pull back from this. I probably lose this. But I realized that I have enough archers here to deal with this. So I pull these longbows back. Managed to sneak one longbow through to just be annoying, and he takes too much damage to the tower. Oh, he survived. And I just pulled these back to deal with this. Do I get this tower up? Maybe. And you just, like, at this point, yeah, you just want to kill his mass, right? Because you don't want him to be, your opponent to be able to catch up in mass. So if you're able to just pick off these units for free, that's really good. You know, that's maintaining the advantage. And that is when I noticed the first camel rider, which is concerning, but I actually have knights coming as well, so it's not the end of the world. And although knights aren't the best against camel riders, but there's only 2 of them, and I have a lot of archers as well. So, this was a mistake for sure. My camel riders needed to attack these, like, immediately. So it was a miss micro, but it accomplishes the goal. He turns the camel riders around. My longbows are saved. And, yeah, that's that. Then this longbow just manages to pop out, start being annoying, and at this point I just want him to have pings all over the map, you know? I'm running these knights into the back of the base to be annoying, where I know all the villagers are. And we're just going to start the constant pressure. Now imagine if I had caught this. I have already seen, I fast-forwarded through this replay, so I already saw that I missed this. These are the kind of things I need to be working on. I should know about this, I should be scouting this. And if I come attack here, that's basically would have ended the game right now. But I don't. I'm just stacking my units here, and I'm raiding in the back. And I kill lots of villagers with these 2 knights. I killed 3, 4. And that'll probably be a 5th villager down. A 6th. And that's my goal at this point, is just keep harassing, keep the pressure on, while meanwhile I'm just able to macro up and place SimCity in my base, right? With no pressure being put on my base. Keeping the pressure on his side. And at this point I'm 14 villagers ahead, and he is catching up in the army, however. And I kind of realized here, okay, he's got a decent army, and I think I just pull back from this. And that's really important, because if I lose this fight here, then I'm throwing away the game, even with the 15 villager advantage. If I just throw away all these units for free right now, I could easily throw the game. It could easily swing back in his favor. So instead, I would just retreat, regroup. And I'm still losing units on the way back, but because of my regroup, I can cause him to overextend. And by the way, I'm mixing in spears now because of his camel riders. And now I feel comfortable in the fight. I feel comfortable in my ability to deploy more units here and win this fight. You know, if I get these attacking sooner, there's just little things I could be working on, get these units in the back attacking sooner, but either way, I'm cleaning up here, right? And trading at this point is good for me because I'm ahead economically. So trading evenly is okay. These fights are tense though. These fights are good. I mean, Numinator did an excellent job of trying to get back into this game. So, but I just knew my advantage, and I stuck to what I knew would keep me ahead. And at this point, I'm ready to start raiding again. It's been too long. It's been too long. So hopefully, I'll get some more raids going. I don't know what the knights are doing here. They should turn around and kill the crossbows, but it's okay. Oh, the knights are going. Oh, good. I just rally the knights to where I know there's villagers, right? Just to be annoying. Just to start killing villagers, idling villagers, and the thing is, like, when you're doing things like this, not only are you keep knocking your opponent off of resources, not only are you killing villagers, but your opponent is having to spend time, an APM, dealing with these raids. They might forget to produce units. They might mess something else up. You're putting the pressure on, right? So, yeah, it's just really important to keep raiding. Keep raiding. If you're not putting pressure on your opponent's resource gathering, there's no telling what they're going to be able to do, especially if they're a boomy civ like Abbasid or China. There's no telling. Meanwhile, in the middle, I just keep taking fights that I know I can trade pretty well. I don't have to win these fights. Like I said, I just need to trade well in these fights while I do damage. Kill all the villagers on the farms here. I send one knight out here to just wait in case he starts moving out this way. I think these knights end up dying in a dumb way. Hey, look at what he's doing to keep his villagers alive here. I mean, this isn't the best use of resources. And we're just trading in the middle, constantly trading in the middle. Once again, if I catch these villagers out here, like... the game probably would be over a lot sooner, so that's something I need to work on. And at this point, I'm making a horseman switch because he's massive crossbows. So I start going into some horsemen. And I think he manages to get these knights with a couple spears, which is bad. I should have moved these two knights that were just kind of chilling around doing nothing. They should have been looping around the back here into this area. But I do discover this sooner. And at this point, I'm ready to bring a forward keep. And this keep isn't maybe the best place keep, but it is, there's two wood lines here and berries. It's just kind of like a map control keep, right? Like a forward base keep, and I can build more keeps from here and move forward however I want to from here. So I wanted to harass the gold here, but his whole army is parked on the gold. So I take these two horsemen to do something else, right? And just keep those constant pings up, right? You want your opponent to be constantly pinged all the time. And I mess up with these horsemen. I think they end up attacking a house or something. But it's still something for him to deal with. But they end up attacking a house. So that was bad. I needed them to go out here, and that would have been much bigger. But at this point, I'm almost ready to take the main fight in the middle again. It's bad. This is bad. And you can make all kinds of mistakes and still win a game. All kinds of little mistakes. And now he's gathering berries on my side of the map, and I just, I'm just not scouting that at all, which is really not good. But you can see my military advantage is building, my villager advantage is building. And I'm just continuing to build my advantage here. And at this point, I realize I have a good bit more units than him here in the middle, and I want to take out these mangonels, so I push it. Any second now. The last thing you want is for him to get these mangonels up, because a couple good mangonel shots could easily get him back in the game. So I run my horsemen in there. I get the springled, and then I run these horsemen over here, and I get the mangonel. And I clean up this fight. More idle villagers running away. And this is when you can just keep trading here, right? You don't have to pay too much attention to this. These units are just attack mode. Instead, what you want to pay attention to is the raids. You want to raid at the same time as you're pushing. So I send spearmen out this way and horsemen out this way. All of these villagers are moving now, right? All these wood villagers. And then, in a second, I'll send more horsemen around the back. Spearmen are getting vill kills here on the siege workshops. And on the gold. On this wood line, we probably got some vill kills. At this point, I'm ahead by 31 villagers. And it doesn't matter, like I said, I've said this many times this game, but this fight is not super important. It's more important to go do damage somewhere. So I take these knights, and I realize, okay, we've done everything we can over here, which wasn't true, actually, if I'd found this wood line. But I'm ready to come look on this side for some villagers. I know that he's got to be farming back here, because where else is he getting food, right? So I take these knights, and these two knights won me the game. I mean, the game's maybe already won, but these two knights seal the deal. These two knights are heroes, they're legends. Just let's watch them for a minute. And what's going on here, like I said, just trading. Even if they're not the best trades, it doesn't matter. You don't need to micro this, right? You just need to attack move this. What's going on here wins the game. He's got trebs, but it's nothing to worry about. If this keep goes down, so what? Right? This is what I care about right here. This is what I care about. And he's too distracted by microing the main fight to even notice this. Meanwhile, I find this at the same time with the horsemen, so... But now I'm basically double the villagers, and the moment he notices this, he'll GG out. And it's not like I have some massive military advantage right now, right? I've been putting I have too much population and villagers at this point, but I don't care. I'm not paying attention to that at this point because I know I can win the fight with what I have. And all I want to do is idle his economy, kill his villagers, idle his economy, kill his villagers. And the game is over at this point. These two knights won the game. 152 villagers to 85. I have more military as well. It's over. So, yeah. You have any questions or, anything like that, come by the stream. I'm happy to do game reviews. Thanks for watching the video. I hope this gives you a little bit of insight on like how to, build your lead in a game, how to maybe get that lead early with your first units, where to attack with your first units. Yeah, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for all the support. that I've been getting from you guys on YouTube, and I'll see you in the next video.